Merhaba arkadaşlar, benim adım Arina'ya hoş geldiniz. Ben Arina. Ben Rusum ama 2018'den 2020'ye kadar Türkiye'de yaşadım, Bodrum'da. Şimdi St. Petersburg'da yaşıyorum. Üniversite için, master için. Ama bu hafta Rusya'dan İstanbul'a geldim. Türkiye'ye geldim ve 24 saat İstanbul havalimanında kaldım. Kar için siz biliyorsunuz, bütün dünya biliyorsun ne kadar çok fazla kar vardı İstanbul'da bu hafta. O zaman bugün size bu hikayeyi anlatmak istiyorum ama İngilizce'de, çünkü benim Türkçe yeter değil bu hikaye için. So, I've got stranded at Istanbul airport for 23 hours this Monday. Actually, let's say during a night from Monday to Tuesday, and it was horrible. And I just want to share my feelings because it was really an experience of my lifetime. Of course, it's not something extremely bad because there are worse things in life than being stuck at the airport for some time, but I just think that everyone is talking about the snowstorm in Istanbul, and I could also say a couple of thoughts of mine. So I am going to tell this story in English because my Turkish is not enough to explain the whole thing. Actually, my story starts even before I got to Istanbul airport because in Russia I was born and lived in Siberia, but now I live in St. Petersburg. And before that, I lived for a couple of years in Bodrum, here in Turkey. This time, I wanted to travel to Bodrum from Siberia, and I started traveling on 6 a.m. Sunday, 23rd January. So imagine I came from Siberia to Moscow by early morning plane. And I had another plane. I had a transfer flight, so I was supposed to catch another plane in 1 hour after my arrival to Moscow. I was supposed to fly to Istanbul airport. However, the first plane got late, and air company in this case is obliged to put you on the next available on the next available plane, or to put you in a hotel if it takes more than 8 hours to wait. So the next available plane was on Monday morning, so next day. So they had to put me in a hotel, and I had to wait for like almost 24 hours, around 20 hours, for my next flight. So it was already, the adventure is starting. The shit is starting. So next morning I woke up, I went to the airport, and I boarded the plane to Istanbul airport. And the flight was okay, but when we came to Istanbul, we actually came to airport at 12:20. So the flight landed, the board landed at 12:20, and we landed and the plane started going super fast. Like it was obvious that something is wrong because usually it's not how planes land. So we landed. We were going super fast for like 20 seconds, and then we took off again, imagine. And we flew around 40 minutes around the airport in the complete white world because of the car because of the snow, of course. Nothing is visible, imagine, and you are just flying around the airport. And we were not flying, we were actually like shaking. The entire plane was shaking. And I always feel nauseous when something like that happened, so I almost threw up there. And I was like, God, please let us land faster so I don't throw up in front of all these people. And finally 40 minutes after, we landed second time, and it was okay. And we left the aircraft, everything was perfect. And I was supposed to catch another flight from Istanbul airport to Bodrum at 7 p.m., something like that. So I sat in a cafe, I opened up my computer because I was working that day, and I just waited for my flight. But at 5 p.m. I learned that my flight is cancelled, and all the flights for today, so Monday, are cancelled. So I have a friend in Istanbul, and I wanted to stay at his apartment, or at the hotel, for this matter, doesn't matter, yeah, not to wait the entire night at the airport. But when I wanted to leave the airport, people who work there told me that it's impossible because the roads are blocked with the snow and there's no way to leave the airport today. And everybody's stuck, not only passengers, but even the airport workers. Of course, I was super angry. And how come roads are blocked? What the hell is that? Especially for me as a person who lived in Siberia, where snow is a totally normal thing. For me, it's a bit hard to understand how snow can disrupt work of the entire airport. Such airport is as Istanbul airport, yeah, one of the biggest in the world. But yeah, it happened, and I had to stay. So imagine I came at, let's say we landed at 1 p.m. on Monday, and I left the airport at 12 p.m. following day, Tuesday. So I stayed for 23 hours at the airport without sleep, without food, okay? 24 saat kaldım İstanbul havalimanında, uykusuz, yemeksiz. Why I'm telling that I wasn't sleeping and I wasn't eating there? Because if you have been to Istanbul airport, you know that there are places like with the soft chairs and you can rest, but all these places, they are located after the security control, yeah, that part of the airport which is available only for passengers. But we got stuck in the other part of the airport, which is like an entrance where there is nothing. There are no chairs, like, I don't know, there is a couple of chairs, but nothing more. And there's no food, there's no normal food, because there are two restaurants, Simit Saray, which is like, if you're not from Turkey, it's like a fast food restaurant with no normal food available, only some bread, toast breads, something like that. And there is Burger King, that's it. So for the first 15 hours I was eating some sandwiches from Simit Saray, but at, let's say, 7 a.m. I understood, 7 a.m. Tuesday, I realized that I want to eat, because yeah, bread is not enough, yeah, to to stay okay for 23 hours. So I went to Burger King, and they told me that all their burgers and Whoppers and wraps, whatever it is with meat, all is finished, and they had only potatoes, French fries, and salads. That's it. So for my breakfast, I had some French fries and Akdeniz salata, yeah, like just vegetable salad. And why I'm telling I didn't sleep, because I managed to occupy a place in a cafe, as I told you. People who couldn't do it, yeah, because there was no place enough for everybody. So people who couldn't do it, they were sleeping on the floor at the airport. Like the entire family, imagine, sleeps on the floor on their jackets, because sorry, but it's impossible to stay up all day and all night. But my space, my seat at the cafe, it was not like a normal seat. It was just a bench with a little support for the back. So there was no possibility to lean back, you know, and rest your back. So I was staying like this, sitting like this all night, so I couldn't sleep. Next day, Tuesday, I learned that finally some of the roads are unblocked. Yeah, they cleaned the snow, and at 12 p.m. I found taxi. There was a queue, a line to the taxis, not a big one, but still. Have you ever seen that there was a queue to take a taxi? So I shared a taxi with one girl who was just going in the same direction, and I came from Istanbul airport, yeah, from Arnavutköy to Bahçelievler, and it took me 300 lira to do that, which is, I think it's expensive, but I don't know, maybe it's not, but in my opinion it's kind of expensive. And of course, when I went out of the airport and I saw Istanbul from the window of my taxi, I was shocked. I think even in Siberia we had less snow this winter than this week in Istanbul. What the hell is that? Like, I was really shocked. So much snow. But the thing is that that day the only way to leave the airport was taxi. There was no public transportation, so people who maybe didn't know about taxi or who maybe couldn't afford going with taxi, they couldn't leave the airport. They were still staying there. I mean, as an adult, it was hard for me, but what about children? So, yeah, that's the story. If you are also one of those people who got stuck at Istanbul airport this week, please comment on this video. The thing is that, the funny thing is that how I got to Bodrum finally, because I am in Bodrum now. I flew from Sabiha Gökçen airport, the second airport of Istanbul, not from East, because my flight was with Turkish Airlines, which flies from Istanbul airport, but they have a daughter company, subsidiary company, Anadolu Jet, and that company flies from Sabiha Gökçen airport. So the thing is that I left Istanbul airport and I rebooked my flight to 7 a.m. Wednesday morning, and when I woke up to go to the airport back, I saw that my flight is cancelled. So the airport did not operate for like 2 days. But there was an opportunity to rebook this flight to Sabiha Gökçen airport at 8 a.m. So I went there and there was no problem, so I took that flight and finally I'm in Bodrum. Okay guys, thank you for watching this emotional and super spontaneous video. İzlediğiniz için çok teşekkürler. Biraz sonra görüşürüz. Bye bye.